Hello, 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 and welcome to another edition of Salami Says, where you get to live your authentic life, be your authentic self, and get to know who you are and live in your truth with no apologies. And people who don't like it will just have to catch up. We'll just have to level up. We'll just have to get to know themselves, to get to know what makes them uniquely themselves. They're just going to have to work and deal with everything that society says is not good and come to terms with it and be okay with it and be okay to be different and dare to be different. Not only dare to be different, but live in that difference and get to know what makes them uniquely themselves. All right. So today's topic, let me just jump into it. So I have been, writing out stuff and doing these YouTube videos and everything else. But then I'm getting feedback on everything I'm saying, right? And people are loving it, but they're also saying, Salome, it's not you. You are not showing. When I say you are not showing, because everybody knows me for my bubbly personality. Everybody knows it because, just cool, calm, collected, and you're gonna have a good time with me. All right. But on my videos, maybe I may have been taking it a little bit too seriously. Again, I'm a therapist and I really want the message to transcend. I want the message to be heard, understood, and absorbed. So that's what I've been trying to do. But in the meantime, while doing that, the Salome is not being reflected. Okay, so I welcome feedback, and with that, today I'm bringing you a different edition of Salome Says. Different in the sense of I'm not going to be too political. I'm not going to be too exact. I'm just going to speak like I would speak to my clients. I'm just going to get involved and engaged like I would usually do. I'm just going to be Salome like I usually am. All right. I'm not aiming for perfection. I'm not aiming for everything to be exactly as planned. I mean, it would be nice. I would love that. But, it doesn't always work that way. And that's okay. So today, I'm just going to talk to you like I would talk to my clients and just have a good time. Hopefully, you get the message. Everything that I tell you, though, I want you to remember everything that I say is experiences that I've been through, or things that I've experienced. And even being a therapist, we have challenges. We go through periods where we are doubtful at times. We have ups and downs like everyone else. You know what I mean? So the illusion that because you have this profession where you help people and you should have all your shit together. Actually, no, it doesn't work that way sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes we have to deal with those things. I know me. I deal with stuff on a lot of times. But my goal in life is to understand those things and make sense of them. That's all my goal is in life, because instead of allowing my mind to control me, I want my mind to work for me. And how do I do that? Understanding situations, coming to terms with it, having solutions, because there is more than one way to skin a cat. And I want to figure out all the ways it will take to skin that cat. So I have learned that it takes 90 seconds to go through an intense emotion and get to the other side. You know what I mean? So I watch TED Talk. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. All right. There are 90 ways to, it takes 90 seconds rather to go through an intense emotion, right? And during that time, the emotion is so intense usually that we don't even want to go through it, right? And then we start doing a lot of unhealthy things to cope with that. We might find ourselves drinking. We might find ourselves being promiscuous. We may find ourselves doing drugs. We may find ourselves doing a lot of things, being angry, as opposed to sitting down with that feeling and making sense of it and going through it and be honest with yourself. That's what that's in my word. This has been challenging, but it also has been the biggest growth for me, right? Where I have been honest with myself. It is early here this morning. I'm doing this video very early because life happened yesterday and I didn't get a chance to do it. So I look like it's early, okay? But anyways, 90 seconds it takes for you to go through that intense emotion, but it's so intense a lot of times that people don't even want to deal with it, right? So we try to do something else. But if you allow yourself to process things and be honest with yourself, like I said, that would be the biggest healing of your life. Because now, if you're embarrassed, admit that made you embarrassed. Why did you get angry? What did that person say that struck a chord in you? You don't get angry for no reason. When you get angry, when you succumb to anger, it's because somebody says something that you agree with, but you're not willing to admit it to yourself. Usually that's what happens, right? So we find ourselves being angry, like, how dare she say this? How dare? But my goal in life is to delve a little deeper, right? To find out, Salome, what about what that person said made you angry, react like that? Do you not think you are this? Do you not think, is there a subconscious part of me or that's coming to the conscious now that's bothered by that? You know what I mean? But then I have to admit that to myself, and then I have to work with it and see it differently. Instead of this person doing this to me, then maybe I need to do that inner work within myself to address that, so that person can no longer affect me. So that whomever, maybe not that person, but someone else can no longer affect me in that way because I've dealt with it. My goal is to live my best life, come to terms with everything that's holding me back, make peace with them, acknowledge them, and move on. All right? I love doing this just like this. So I think I will stick with this for the duration of my YouTube life. All right? So right now, I want to talk about the power of control. Why do we feel the need to be in control of people, situations, things? Why is it that we want things to go exactly as we have it planned in our minds, and when it doesn't, we lose our minds, right? Right. So the need for control, why do we even have that, right? So when you notice yourself, when you're holding on tightly and you want somebody to just do something like you want them to do, you start to feel this anger. But what is that telling you though? It's telling you got work to do, because you should not feel tense. You should not in any way, shape, or form want to control anyone. You should not in any way, shape, or form want to control everything, because honestly, you don't have that power. That power belongs to the Most High. That power belongs to God, all right? So you don't need to feel the need to do that. But when we find ourselves wanting to control things, a person is not behaving the way we thought they should behave, we start to feel this anger. We start to get depressed a lot of times. We start to get down on ourselves and start to feel hopeless. But we have to understand, though, the anxiety and everything that comes with that is rooted in fear. Get that? The anxiety and everything that comes with that is rooted in fear. So we have to identify, what is it that I'm afraid of? Right. What is it that I am afraid of? You have to first identify, what is it that you're afraid of? You're afraid of losing control. And why are you afraid of losing control? As opposed to just letting things be. Now, notice the tension that your body goes through when you start to experience that hopelessness, anxiety, anger, when you start to feel depressed and everything. Look, see your body, it gets so tense. I know my body gets tense. I can barely think straight. It messes up my whole mood because now I'm upset. I can't even think about something else. And we all know when you're upset, nobody's really thinking about something else, right? Exactly. So recognizing your body and understanding, why am I afraid? What is it that I am afraid of? What is it that is not happening that resonates with me that may be bringing to light something that I need to work on? Why do I even feel the need that things have to go a certain way? And it's not working for me, clearly, because now my body feels so tense. I'm angry. I can't even smile like I want to. I can't even show the world all of this beauty. I can't go out there and show up for me because I'm angry that I want to control something that I have no control over. Do you understand? Because when it's not working, that's telling you you have no control over it. Do you get that? Exactly that, right? So what do? You you again get honest with yourself. Hey, that's the biggest breakthrough you will ever make in your life, is being honest with yourself and taking responsibility. Get honest with yourself in terms of, why do I even want to do this? All right. Because the way that we view things directly affects our behavior. So when you notice, right, when you get angry, like I said, it messes up your whole mood. Your behavior has changed. It's having an impact on your life. So when you change the way you view those things, they will have a different impact on your life, okay? So pay attention again to the agenda that is leading you to feel need to control. That's so important. Because a lot of times, I want to control this because it makes me feel this way. I want things to go this way because if not, then I don't have any control. Then it won't work out for me. Or if it doesn't go this way, oh my God, my life is over. When we start putting that pressure on ourselves, it shows. And usually things will never work out if you fight too hard to control it, as opposed to letting it go. So recognizing your agenda first is important. All right. So this video is going to be very short today. And I think I want to start doing these kind of just very interactive video that you can connect with me, because I am on the mission to just knowing Salome, all things Salome, living my authentic life. And honestly, I owe no one an explanation for it, but I do know that other people are going through similar experiences. They just have not gotten to the point where they're comfortable to share that. Because a lot of times, our ego is in the way. A lot of times we want to seem as something that we are not. A lot of times we don't even know ourselves, because to know yourself is to first accept yourself for all that you are, and know that you're uniquely you, and there is no one on planet Earth that is like you, which is your power. All right. So getting to terms of that, understanding your agenda. Why do I need this person to do this for me so intensely? Why do I need this person? Remember that. Why do I? All right. So understanding, why do I need this person to do exactly what I asked them to do, exactly as I have it planned in my mind. You want to get comfortable with that. You want to be honest with yourself about that. That's so important. Honesty is the best policy, and it applies in this regard. It does. All right. Because once you become honest with yourself, you get to see that those feelings, those intense feelings will start to dissipate. They will start to let go. You will start to feel the feeling of letting go and just letting be, and letting the universe, whomever your higher power is, take control, and knowing that all things are working in your favor. All right. All things are working in your favor, that you start to see and change your viewpoints about things. You start to not give into societal pressure. That's one thing too. I realized that the need for control, sometimes we find ourselves saying, if this person is not doing this, if this is not happening like I planned, then it means this, because that's what we've heard and read somewhere else. Okay, we tend to follow the grin. We tend to follow what's popular, right? Or if this person doesn't respond to me in this way, then it means this. It doesn't mean anything. It only means what you tell yourself what it means. It only means the pressure that you put on yourself. It only means all those false illusions you have gotten yourself to believe, okay? Illusions, okay? Or it only means all those things that, honestly, it's just not necessary. And you put all that pressure on yourself for something that's just not necessary. There's something that I had to deal with, and I'm continuing to deal with it, because we have periods in our lives where we have to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves, right? So I am in the transition, or in the evolution, actually, I should say, in the space in my life now where I want to get to know Salome in all her aspects, right? I want to know Salome, accept Salome, who is me, for who that I am, flaws and all, but also recognizing there are areas of my life that needs to be improved. Because again, we are a product of our environment. So I have adapted some ways growing up from my encounters with certain people, just from the life experiences, period, that I have used and continue to use as survival methods or mechanisms, right? Usually we are just doing these things because we want to survive, or we don't want to be seen like this. What that does is it's not even being fair to yourself by putting that much pressure on yourself, as opposed to letting go so you can get everything that is yours. Letting go of someone, guess what that tells you is that person is just not for you. Letting go of things, what that tells you is you don't need that in your life. Letting go of expectations and just living. Expectation are killers in all regards. They could be relationship killers, they could be friendship killers, they could just be killers, period, because it brings a certain level of pressure to us when we have that expectation, as opposed to just letting people be, because all you're going to do is find out who they are anyway if you just let them be and let go. And usually you get what you want when you just allow it to come to you. All right. And your body does not need all that stress, to be honest with you. So when you find yourself going through those moments, stop, think, be honest with yourself, recognize your agenda. What is this serving? Because every behavior serves a purpose, right? So you want to get to the function of that behavior and say, what is this serving for me? What is this doing for me? Why do I need this to happen so badly like this? Why is it that I'm not okay with the outcome? Right? Recognizing that agenda and then coming up with solutions for it and just coming to terms with it, okay? Changing the way you see it so that the things you see will change. All right? So thank you for watching.